you go out in the woods today, you will die. You'll die. Hi everyone, it's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. Hello. We're gonna read some popcorn Grant, everyone. Alright, and we were talking about a movie. Movies and TV, that's what we do here. And that movie is one that you may not have heard of. Should you? Yeah, I think so. And that film is The Cursed. Or as it was originally called at Sundance, 8 for Silver, from the nursery rhyme. The Cursed is directed by Sean Ellis, and it's set in the 19th century, roughly 1880-something. Where we begin the story, however, is in 1917, at the height of World War I. A wounded soldier is carried over to the medic bay with several bullets lodged in his stomach, including a silver one, which baffles the staff. We jump back in time 35 years to the 1880s. And we meet a fellow by the name of Seamus. He is played by Alistair Petrie, aka that guy from that thing you've seen, who's always the villain. And he's done a really horrible thing. He and his team, they have taken the quote-unquote burned down the homes of the quote-unquote gypsies that live in the area, slaughtered them, turned one of them into a human scarecrow, and buried one of the women in a shallow grave, along with a treasure box containing within it dentures with silver teeth, sharp silver teeth, teeth implants. One day, local children, among them Seamus's 2 children, are playing when they happen upon the box. Plagued by nightmares, they find the box. Little Edward gets bitten, the little son of Seamus, Charlotte and Edward. Edward gets bitten, begins to transform to some degree, and then escapes off into the night. Desperate, Seamus and his wife, played by the always terrific Kelly Riley, call upon a pathologist with a tragic past. He's played by Boyd Holbrook. And he lost his wife and daughter under similar circumstances, and he tells them what the threat is. There's a curse upon their home, and the curse is coming to them in the form of a certain type of wolf of some kind that has a taste for human flesh, especially the flesh of the human throat. And will now not stop until everyone is gone. Can they protect themselves, and can Boyd Holbrook save the day? Let's find out. So, The Cursed is an interesting one. Like I said, it was under a different title at Sundance. The only time I saw a trailer for this film was in front of Scream a couple of months ago. And it just looked really generic. It was there was a lot of CGI, which thankfully there's not as much of that. I mean, there were some moments where it's like, okay, a little too much CGI. But it looked kind of silly. And it's given this generic title called The Cursed, and it's the poster is literally just white with like the silver dentures, and it says The Cursed. And they look like teeth. They're not promoting this at all. I have not seen any TV ads for it. There's that one trailer I saw in front of Scream, but it's getting a wide release. And it's an independently produced film. I did not recognize the production house. At first I was like, I don't want to see this, but then, first off, I was going to just for the channel, but secondly, from out of Sundance, the critical score was actually pretty solid, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go check this out. So I saw it tonight, and much to my great surprise, despite not loving the audience I saw it with, yeah, we'll get there. Oh, we have a good one for you tonight. I kind of loved The Cursed. I thought it was really kind of creepy. And what I loved about it was that it's kind of a movie they haven't really made in a good 30 or 40 years. It's kind of a callback to, like, Hammer horror, like the Christopher Lee Dracula films. It's also very reminiscent of The Witch in a lot of its things, in a lot of its elements, like swap out witches with werewolves and you're basically there. The creature design was really good. They use a lot of practical, like, gore effects and creature effects. There's not as much CGI as you'd think from the trailer. And when there is, it's only, like, when it's absolutely necessary, for the most part. And it also has this weird kind of it's almost kind of touching at the end. There's this kind of element of the Boyd Holbrook character. His performance is really good, and the performances of the kids are really good, and, it doesn't hold back. Like, it's a pretty grisly film. And it's really scary. It has this kind of nice atmosphere. Maybe one too many dream sequences, though. That's not to say The Curse is completely without flaw. It isn't. For one, the constant dream sequences. Also, it's a little too long. Although that wasn't really a problem. It was like a little under 2 hours. It really didn't need to be. It kind of dragged, especially in the home stretch, a little bit. And you also, it's kind of one of those horror films, for the sake of how good it is, you kind of have to make do with the fact that a lot of the characters make really stupid decisions. That kind of comes with horror movies generally, for the most part. Other than that, though, yeah, The Cursed is pretty damn good. I was really surprised. It coming out in the dead of February, like I said, no fanfare. Seek it out. It's really good. And you know what? We'll just stop there. I'm going to give The Curse, I'm not going to go all the way, but I can go pretty far. I'm going to give The Curse 4.5 out of 5 stars. 4.5 out of 5 stars for The Cursed. This is a very, very, very good movie, and it should be getting more attention than it is. All right. And I'd like to honestly see more adventures. They kind of set up that maybe down the line, they kind of imply that would be more to come in the interim, maybe like a side quill with Boyd Holbrook. I'd watch it. All right. So, yeah. So, 4.5 out of 5 stars for The Curse. Let's close the book on it. Now let's do some trailer trash, and then we have a couple other, we have a couple of special segments, so let's get this, trailer trash done. A lot of them we can just go through. The Bob's Burgers movie, talk about it a bunch. I'm really excited. I love the cartoon Bob's Burgers. I can't wait. Firestarter, talked about it in one other video. Looks pretty fun. You can only, like I said, but I think in the other one, you can only kind of go up from here. The original was not that good, despite how, good of an actor Drew Barrymore, it just wasn't, good. The Northman. I cannot wait for this. Speaking of the Vitch, Robert Eggers' new film. Looks awesome. We need a good Viking movie, too. The Lost City. I am so sick of talking about this trailer, and it's like a month away from coming out. Yeah, it looks good, but I really am seeing the trailer. The Batman, again, couple more weeks, you guys. Everyone is gonna see the Batman. Like, you don't have to keep over-promoting it. Studio 666. We're seeing this on Thursday. I would recommend watching the Red Band trailer because, oh my god, it looks like the goriest film of all time, and I'm here for it. I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm seeing that Thursday, God willing. And then finally, the last one we got was actually a Red Band trailer, and that was X. This is one I've been wanting to talk about. So, it's T. West's new film. Anyone who knows me knows that one of my favorite horror films of the 21st century is The House of the Devil, which is by T. West. It's freaking awesome. And this is his new film, and it's essentially kind of like Grindhouse meets Texas Chainsaw meets Boogie Nights. It's like these people shooting like a porno, and they go into like a farmhouse run by this old couple who are like crazy and kind of start picking off the porn actors. It looks nuts. It's A24. It's like kind of horror comedy, splatter movie. It looks really entertaining. I can't wait. Was there Sharma? No, there was not. Okay. And then we have another segment today. First off, special dishonorable mention trailer trash. First and foremost. So yeah, for those who don't know, for those who don't live around here or don't have AMC theaters, we have a thing where we do first look, like a pre-show. Where they do like Soups is on there and he's talking about like Batman and stuff. And they frequently show, like, Fathom events, because we get these things called Fathom events, where essentially we've reviewed a couple, where essentially one night only they'll do, like, a specialty film or some kind of, like, play or something. There's one coming out that I actually was like, this isn't what I think it is it? And I looked it up, and I was like, it is. It's called, it's a documentary film that's playing for one night that I will, thankfully don't have to attend, because it's a Fathom event and I technically don't have to. It's called Whose Children Are They? This is the name of the film. It's a documentary essentially that's bullying liberal teachers. It's like a propaganda, like imagine like God's Not Dead, but aimed at teachers for actually like wanting to teach kids about history. Like, the whole thing about like that racism existed. What? That COVID is a thing. You're like, all that stuff. Like, I would want my children to learn those things. To learn from those who, they're, famously, what's the famous quote? Those who don't know their history are doomed to repeat it. That's what, it's this uber conservative propaganda film that is targeting liberal teachers and basically bullying them through celluloid. I do not support it. I think it's sick, and I don't know why they're showing it in theaters. I think that is that's wrong on so many levels. I can't even believe it. So, yeah, sorry, that's my little screed for the day, but I had to say it. Just sick. All right. The other one is, this week in annoying moviegoers, what I like to call the Chuckle Fucks. They were Chuckle Fucks. So, here's what happened. I didn't mention this before, I don't think. Maybe I slightly did. I've noticed a trend. I am not up. I just joined TikTok. I'm not up on the social media stuff, so bear with me. Is it kind of a new trend just to disrupt regular places for no reason for like 5 minutes? Especially movie theaters? Because I've noticed kind of a trend. In Drive My Car, someone walked in for 5 minutes, lit their phone up, and walked out. And then in this movie, there are these teenage girls who came in 40 minutes into the movie, ran up as loud as possible to the top row where I usually sit, sat there, talked, 5 minutes, ran out. I kind of maybe glanced over, kind of like, and they just kind of went, ran out. And then 20 minutes after that, these two guys, teenage guys, came in to like where the entrance is, but like entrance to like the stairwell of the auditorium, and went and started talking like this. I don't remember what they said. And then everyone kind of looked at them, and then ran out. 20 minutes later, came back. Yo, what's up? Walked out. Is this like an internet thing? Why are people doing this? Like, beyond every other societal thing, it's just surreally stupid. What is the point of that? Why are you going into random movie theater auditoriums and just being an ass? I don't get it. What are you getting out of it? I don't understand people. But along with that, people got in front of me was laughing at appropriate times. There was a woman in there, and honestly, I think that she didn't know any better, honestly. How do I put this? I think that she had some kind of like mental disability. She did. I mean, I think it's very clear she did. She was with a group of people, but she like gutturally screamed like throughout this entire film, and like I don't blame her. Like, it's not her fault. Like, she's just trying to. I think she's clearly like nonverbal. She can't like talk. Like, just she doesn't want to be there. Just take her out. You know, like, or just at the very least like take her out long enough to like have her sister and then come back. But like, I don't understand. It's the same thing with babies in movies. Like, why would you bring? And the other thing too is that this same group, they brought like small children to this movie. This movie is really R-rated, like severely grisly and R-rated. Why would you bring your children to anything? I don't understand people. Point is that the whole theater was like, and then the people next to me were just making noise and ruffling things the whole time. The whole experience was just shit. It was bad. Anyway, I've said my piece. So yeah, we will be coming back tomorrow for Uncharted. Sorry, I don't mean any ill will. It's just, why does it always happen now? I don't understand why there's always noise and people being noisy in movies now. I don't get it. But especially the running in and out and being obnoxious for no reason. Like, at least the people, like, they have an excuse. They're actually at the movie they're at, and in the case of the young woman, she clearly didn't know any better. What was your excuse? Anyway, Uncharted, all that stuff. We were also going to do something for the 1 year anniversary on Wednesday of the channel. That'll all be next time, and until next time, I'm Grant, the movie and TV guy. I see it all. I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I love you all, class Smiths. I live 3,000. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you want to. Give it a subscribe if you want to. Give it the bell. I don't know what it does. What that's supposed to do. Or so I've been told. If you want to find me elsewhere, reviews, lists, and other fun stuff, you can check me out on Letterboxd.com at Grant. Some of you already have, but even if you haven't, take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health. Your mental health. It's very important. And until we meet again, always remember, we were all raised on popcorn. Make mine with extra butter. Go see The Cursed. Sorry I'm rushing this. And thank you all. Take care. See you around. Bye.